drinking!
They were beautiful, talented, and controversial. These 70s actresses made headlines for all the wrong reasons. Curious to know who they are? Let's dive into the drama-filled world of Hollywood's most hated stars. Number 25, Tuesday Weld. She was Hollywood's wild child, notorious for her scandalous private life and daring career choices. But who was this blonde bombshell? In 1956, she debuted in the low-budget exploitation movie Rock, Rock, Rock and decided to become an actress. Over the next few years, Tuesday became Hollywood's queen of teens, playing mainly precocious sex kittens. Her wild private life added to the entertainment of her fans. Tuesday Weld was a bad girl who had no problem making unwholesome movies. But it wasn't just the movies that gave Tuesday Weld a bad reputation. You see, the actress's dating rampage didn't help matters, especially when her lovers were so much older than her. Some of her legendary conquests included Frank Sinatra, Raymond Burr, and George Hamilton. When she was just 16 years old, she dated Spartacus actor John Ireland, who was 45 at the time. Number 24, Shelley Duval. She defied Hollywood norms with her unique looks and quirky charm. But was Shelley Duval's rise to fame worth the cost? In the 1970s, Shelley Duval emerged from Hollywood, defying conventions and redefining what it meant to be a leading lady. With her memorable wide-set eyes, slender frame, and charisma, Duval stood out in the entertainment industry, which was often fixated on cookie-cutter glamour. Perhaps Duval's most iconic role came in 1980 with Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Playing Wendy Torrance, she brought vulnerability to the screen. Shelley Duval fell victim to some unfortunate and unnecessary experiences during the filmmaking process. Sadly, these took their toll on her serene yet continually bright identity. The several ways in which the making of The Shining negatively affected Shelley Duval shouldn't be forgotten in favor of the film's popularity. What actually happened to the actress during that time?
And I rolled down the window and said, "I'd like her." And she said, "Aren't you Shelley Duval?"
Number 23, Diane Keaton. Her quirky fashion and offbeat characters made her a beloved star, but Diane Keaton's choices weren't always embraced. Diane Keaton's eclectic film choices, from iconic roles like Annie Hall to lighter comedies, divided audiences. Additionally, her ongoing collaboration with Woody Allen, despite his controversies, raised eyebrows. Despite all her fame, talent, and money, Keaton also gets not-so-nice comments sometimes. When she went to the Golden Globes in 2014, some people posted rude tweets about her like, "Wow, Diane Keaton got fat, #Golden Globes," and, well, Diane Keaton isn't nice. She's ugly inside and out. However, she shined through all the hate and became the topic of discussion because of her gray hair.
Having you to walk with.
Number 22, Olivia Newton-John. She was the girl next door until one song turned her into a controversial sensation. What scandal did Olivia Newton-John stir up? When it comes to famous female actresses from the 70s, Olivia Newton-John didn't just join the party. She cranked up the volume and invited everyone to dance. This British and Australian actress charmed audiences with a voice like butter and her ambitious personality. The singer-actress faced controversy due to her hit song Physical, which some deemed scandalous. The song's suggestive lyrics, which even caused it to be banned in some markets, helped change Newton-John's long-standing clean-cut image, replacing it with a sexy, assertive persona that was strengthened with follow-up hits such as Make a Move on Me, Twist of Fate, and Soul Kiss.
Hopelessly devoted to you.
Number 21, Farrah Fawcett. Her smile lit up the screen, but what hidden struggles lurked behind Farrah Fawcett's iconic image? Farrah's feisty and flirtatious persona made her a cultural phenomenon, transcending her Charlie's Angels fame. She remains an iconic sex symbol and pop culture icon. Farrah's iconic red swimsuit poster became one of the best-selling posters ever. Despite being a much-loved starlet early in her career, Farrah Fawcett's popularity took a dip in the late 80s and 90s. Los Angeles Magazine explained how her complicated family life and relationship with Ryan O'Neal had tainted her image of a youthful, healthy poster girl. Her career had also dwindled, leading her to a series of TV movies. In 1997, Fawcett made an infamous appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman. Of the interview, Los Angeles Magazine stated, "She was a spaced-out, aging sex symbol who couldn't be tracked at all. It's hard to watch the star, who seemed incoherent, and it's easy to see why so many viewers became suspicious of drug abuse after seeing her on the show."
The diamonds.
Same time. Okay.
Number 20, Sybil Shephard. She was Hollywood's golden girl, but her diva reputation grew louder than her performances. How did Sybil Shephard shake things up? Sybil Shephard's career began in the 1970s, her first professional acting credit being in 1971. That first credit was for The Last Picture Show, one of the defining movies of 70s cinema. She also starred opposite Robert De Niro and Jody Foster in the 1976 thriller Taxi Driver. Shephard had a bit of a reputation for being a diva. Apparently, if anyone ever said no to her, they were gone. After season 2 of Moonlighting, Shephard allegedly threatened to leave the show unless show creator Glenn Caron was fired. And, if reports are to be believed, she got her way. Caron left the show. Number 19, Cher. Her voice is legendary, but so is her sharp tongue. Why was Cher known as one of Hollywood's shadiest divas? Cher's fearlessness and wit have propelled her from pop paragon to Oscar-winning actress, defying expectations at every turn. Cher's distinctive contralto voice has garnered numerous prestigious music awards, such as a Grammy. Cher is commonly referred to as the goddess of pop, and she's traveled down the yellow brick road of Hollywood for so long that she's established quite the reputation. But Cher has also been known to be one of the shadiest divas out there. She's not afraid to give anyone her honest opinion.
A long time ago, on the first show, I called you
Oh, yes!
Number 18, Barbra Streisand. She's a living legend with unmatched talent, but is Barbra Streisand's diva persona just as famous as her voice? According to the Oxford English Dictionary, the definition of a diva is either a famous female singer of popular music or a self-important person who is temperamental and difficult to please. With 150 million record sales, 11 Billboard chart-topping albums, and 46 Grammy nominations to her name, Barbra Streisand certainly fits the former. And according to many who have had the pleasure, or perhaps the misfortune, of working with her, the Yentl star fits the latter down to a T, too. Number 17, Jessica Lange. From King Kong to American Horror Story, Jessica Lange's talent is undeniable. But why did she walk away from it all? Jessica Lange is an amazing actress who has been gracing Hollywood with her presence since 1976, with her acting debut as Dawn in King Kong, but she is more well known to millennial and Gen Z audiences as the recurring actress for the early seasons of American Horror Story. Her roles as Constance Langdon, Sister Jude Martin, Fiona Good, and Elsa Mars all left a major impact on viewers of the series. With that being said, it's no surprise that many fans were disappointed when she exited the series as a regular after American Horror Story Freak Show. In a 2013 interview, Jessica Lange stated that American Horror Story Freak Show would be the last time she'd appear as a regular for the series. She stated that Freak Show would be her final season not because of bad feelings or creative differences, but rather the simple problem of time. To succinctly explain her decision, "I want to have more time to myself, I guess," said Lange.
Judy, bo booty, banana, fana, fo foodie, thief, fi, mo moody.
Number 16, Raquel Welch. She was Hollywood's ultimate bombshell, pushing boundaries on and off screen. But did Raquel Welch's bold choices lead to controversy? With her distinct style and timeless beauty, Welch made a name for herself in the entertainment industry, becoming one of the leading sex symbols of the 1960s and 1970s. Welch also pushed the boundaries of what was accepted and expected in society at every step of her career, retooling what sorts of roles women could fill in film and in life. In the 1969 movies 100 Rifles, Welch's character embraces Lydecker, played by former NFL great Jim Brown. Their interracial sex scene sparked controversy, especially since the film premiered at the end of the 1960s civil rights era, only 2 years after Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Equally controversial was her turn in the 1970 film Myra Breckinridge, in which she plays the titular character, a transgender woman. She approached the part hoping it would fuel more dramatic roles for her in the future, but the film wasn't well received. While the language and attitudes of the film haven't aged well, Welch's bold fearlessness in the role and in taking the part in the first place is unmatched. Number 15, Linda Carter. Her iconic portrayal of Wonder Woman broke barriers, but not everyone appreciated her stance on social issues. Why the backlash? Linda Carter's Twitter presence has long involved validating and celebrating the LGBTQ+ community, and she did so once again with bold enthusiasm at the start of Pride Month, regardless of the naysayers. The actress, who appeared as the titular superhero in the iconic 1970s Wonder Woman TV series, initially posted a simple Happy Pride alongside a wonderful piece of Wonder Woman artwork by artist Paulina Naucho. But the homophobes always come out swinging at the mere mention of a rainbow. When one follower angrily insisted that Wonder Woman is not a superhero for gays, Carter gleefully pointed out that the hero is a superhero for bisexuals, and reminded fans that the character is, in fact, canonically bi in modern times, in addition to always having been important to the community even without a label. Number 14, Jacqueline Bisset. She mesmerized audiences with her timeless beauty, but behind the scenes, Jacqueline Bisset was a complex and unpredictable figure. With a career spanning over 50 years, Jacqueline's versatility and range have made her a beloved and enduring presence on screen. Beyond the glamour she brought to films like The Deep, Bisset tackled challenging characters that showcased her dramatic depth. She is certainly a complex woman. While she is unusually frank, she has learned to tread warily and save innermost feelings for her closest intimates. Yet she can be disarmingly candid. By her own definition, she is aggressive, bossy, vulnerable and sensitive, emotional and mercurical. Alexander Godunov, with whom she had a 7-year relationship, once described her as a panther. Bisset considers a combination of a rabbit and a pussycat to be more apposite. I'm not as glum or moody as I used to be. I smile a lot more, and because I'm so content, I think I'm a nicer person.
I'm ready to bargain.
Number 13, Diane Carroll. She shattered stereotypes as a trailblazing black actress, but Diane Carroll's success wasn't always met with praise. Diane Carroll broke new ground in the 1970s as a pioneering African-American actress. She made history with her lead role in the sitcom Julia, which continued into the early 1970s. In it, she played a widowed nurse and single mother. This marked the first time a black woman starred in a primetime network series in a non-stereotypical role. While many of her fellow black predecessors, as well as a few of her contemporaries, were often, if not entirely, relegated to accepting roles that were maids, servants, subservient sidekicks, or in some cases blatantly demeaning roles. Diane Carroll, more often than not, was an aberration. She was more Park Avenue and bourgeois sister as opposed to round-the-way downtown girl. Save for a few far and in-between roles, very seldom did she ever play black women who were either downtrodden or struggling to make ends meet. In fact, her Oscar-nominated role as the welfare mother to 6 children in the 1974 movie Claudine, she lost to Ellen Burstyn, who won for her role in Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, was one such example. Interestingly, it was this penchant for gravitating to upscale roles that resulted in fierce hostility from certain segments of the public. Julia came under blistering criticism from black radicals who saw the series as insulting, patronizing as well as unrealistic in its portrayal of life for most black women during its time period. White racists resented the fact that a beautiful, intelligent, occasionally sharp-tongued and sassy, sophisticated, upscale black woman was gracing their television screens in primetime or at any time. In her 1986 biography, Diane Carroll candidly discussed the hostility and hate mail that she and some of her fellow co-stars received. Such animosity reflected the deep schism in race relations of the era. She also described an incident where she was abruptly disinvited from a high-profile party in the early 1960s, when a white, female, Upper East Side Manhattan socialite was concerned that the presence of such an attractive, intelligent, regal, upscale black woman could confuse and disillusion her young children, who were accustomed to viewing black people as subservient human beings.
I didn't thank you for your present.
Number 12, Jane Fonda. Her outspokenness made her a hero to some and a villain to others. But what's the true story behind Jane Fonda's activism? Known for her intelligence and unwavering convictions, Fonda tackled complex roles that pushed boundaries and sparked conversations. Beyond her acting, Fonda used her celebrity platform to advocate for social and political causes. She spoke out against the Vietnam War, fought for women's rights, and raised awareness about environmental issues. Her activism sometimes was controversial. While touring North Vietnam, Jane spoke about the war on 10 radio programs and begged American pilots to stop bombing non-military targets, Time reports. She was also photographed sitting on an anti-aircraft gun in the city of Hanoi. Incensed by that photo, people back in the U.S. started calling the actress Hanoi Jane and called her treasonous. The veterans of foreign wars wanted Jane prosecuted as a traitor, and the Maryland state legislature weighed a statewide ban of Jane and her films, according to the Washington Post. I wouldn't want to kill her, but I wouldn't mind if you cut her tongue off, one Maryland delegate said per the newspaper.
and I'm very sorry for some of what I did.
Number 11, Jody Foster. She took Hollywood by storm, but her blunt criticism of the younger generation has sparked a wave of controversy. Jody Foster just ruined her chances of getting any tips on how to go viral on TikTok. The True Detective star told The Guardian in an interview published Saturday that she finds some of Gen Z's work habits a little lackluster. They're really annoying, especially in the workplace, Foster said. They're like, nah, I'm not feeling it today. I'm going to come in at 10:30 a.m. Or, like in emails, I'll tell them that this is all grammatically incorrect. Did you not check your spelling? And they're like, why would I do that? Isn't that kind of limiting? Although the Naiad star seemed to be joking around a bit, her remarks drew mixed reactions on social media. Some people on X, formerly Twitter, seem to agree with Foster.
Jody Foster.
Number 10, Candace Bergen. She broke stereotypes as a powerful woman in the spotlight, but Candace Bergen's political activism ruffled more than a few feathers. One cool, eternally classy lady, Candace Bergen was elegantly poised for trendy ice princess stardom when she first arrived on the 60s scene, but she gradually reshaped that debutante image in the 70s both on and off camera. A staunch, outspoken feminist with a decisive edge, she went on to take a sizable portion of those contradicting qualities to film and most particularly to late 1980s TV. Film offers started coming her way, both here and abroad, which was spurred by her love for travel. Other than her top-notch roles as the co-ed who comes between Jack Nicholson and Art Garfunkel in Carnal Knowledge in 1971, and her prim American lady kidnapped by Moroccan chic Sean Connery in The Wind and the Lion in 1975, her performances were deemed a bit too aloof to really stand out among the crowd. Bergen is a political activist who once accepted a date with Henry Kissinger. In 1967, she participated in a yippee prank when she, Abby Hoffman, and others threw dollar bills onto the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, leading to its temporary shutdown.
I do from time to time think my life has been so rich.
Number 9, Anne Margaret. Her fiery performances lit up the screen, but was Anne Margaret's reputation as a Hollywood siren a blessing or a curse? A siren of the 70s, Anne Margaret's sultry performances in Carnal Knowledge and Tommy and fiery personality carved out her place as a sex symbol and Hollywood legend. Anne Margaret's electrifying stage presence also earned her multiple Grammy nominations for her music career. Number 8, Mary Tyler Moore. She changed the face of television, but Mary Tyler Moore's rise to fame wasn't without its share of criticism. Mary Tyler Moore, who tossed her hat in the air, revolutionizing American TV. For 7 years, The Mary Tyler Moore Show brought us Mary Richards, intelligent, independent, and career-focused. It was a revolution in 1970 to see how a show about an unmarried working woman in her early 30s who was devoted to her job, was attractive to men and well-liked by her fellow workers, and who turned out to be the most well-adjusted character in the whole cast. Still, there were gripes. Her voice is too high and her nervous laugh too cutesy, one complained. She's so timid it's embarrassing, said another. They grumbled that Mary usually got her way with her gruff but soft-hearted boss by being indirect rather than confronting his bullying. And why is she just an associate producer when the on-air anchor is such an arrogant blowhard?
I usually look so much better than...
Number 7, Sigourney Weaver. She became the face of sci-fi heroines, but Sigourney Weaver's height and strength made her a polarizing figure in Hollywood. Sigourney Weaver's portrayal of Ellen Ripley in the Alien franchise has set a standard for strong, independent female characters in film. She wasn't afraid to tackle physically demanding roles and brought intelligence and vulnerability to her characters, proving that heroes in science fiction could be complex and relatable. Weaver's height was at times a struggle in Hollywood, where many leading men appear far bigger on screen than they are in actuality, and she has said that this facet of her appearance caused her to lose out on some big parts. In particular, playing the girlfriend or love interest was a hard sell per The Observer. I've lost a lot of roles because of my height. I'm 6'3" in heels, she told The Independent. Producers are short, and I was never their sexual fantasy. As for actors, if I enter a room and an actor stands up then immediately sits back down, I hear myself saying, this job isn't for me. Though she has not been considered evenly for all types of roles, height did not stop Weaver from landing the iconic part of Ellen Ripley in Alien. In fact, she said her height sometimes allowed her to be considered for roles that, like Ripley, were initially written for men. That I didn't fit into the traditional mold, I think that's made my career much more interesting, she said.
Ending infinite love that will let you say, hey.
Number 6. Liza Manelli. She was born into Hollywood royalty, but Liza Manelli's daring choices and personal struggles made her an unforgettable star. When Liza Manelli took the stage, the world stopped to watch. Undoubtedly, this pint-sized icon owned the 1970s, breaking through barriers and redefining what it meant to be a female star. Manelli kicked off the decade with an Oscar-winning bang in Cabaret in 1972. Her portrayal of Sally Bowles became an icon of sexual liberation, inspiring women to challenge stereotypical interpersonal relationships and live life on their own terms. Later, she then conquered television with Liza with a Z, proving she could sing, dance, and captivate an audience of millions. On Broadway, Manelli's electrifying performances turned every show into an event. She performed in roles such as Flora in Flora the Red Menace in 1965 and Roxy Hart in Chicago in 1975. Her ability to breathe new life into classic characters and originate unforgettable roles made her a true Broadway star. Manelli's influence extended beyond entertainment. Her classic pixie cut and flashy style launched trends, while her openness about addiction and support for LGBTQ+ rights made her a relatable icon. In the 1970s, Liza Manelli didn't just perform, she inspired many generations in entertainment and beyond.
I'd make it anywhere.
Number 5. Glenn Close. Her powerful performances captivated audiences, but why does Glenn Close remain Oscarless despite her unmatched talent? Glenn's exceptional versatility in The World According to Garp and The Big Chill has afforded her countless accolades and a permanent place in our hearts. Glenn Close's dedication to her craft has garnered multiple Tony Awards for her contribution to Broadway. Glenn Close hates being branded a loser, but she hasn't won an Oscar yet. The Fatal Attraction star has been nominated for 8 Academy Awards across her whole career, and whilst she has yet to win one, she finds it frustrating when people say she has lost because she feels lucky to be nominated. Glenn has previously insisted she doesn't want to win a pity Oscar. She explained, "It would mean a lot, but I wouldn't want it to be a pity Oscar after 45 years. Close's long runner-up status rankles some people, but the 71-year-old actress doesn't get worked up about it.
Issued a direct order. Do it!
Number 4. Meryl Streep. She's Hollywood's royalty, but Meryl Streep's outspoken criticism of industry giants has earned her both applause and outrage. While there are surely many things that actress Meryl Streep can do well, critical thinking and historical research will not appear at the top of that list anytime soon. At the National Board of Review dinner a few nights ago, Streep made headlines when she bashed Walt Disney while presenting the Best Actress award to Emma Thompson for her role as P.L. Travers in the Walt Disney biopic Saving Mr. Banks. As part of a nearly 10-minute speech, Streep lobbied countless nasty, well-worn accusations at Disney, characterizing him as a racist, an anti-Semite, and a gender bigot. Her demonization of Disney was widely applauded all over, but for all her frankness, she displayed massive ignorance about both Walt Disney's life and American history. Every statement she made about Disney was either grossly distorted or outright false.
I have done battle every single day of my life.
Number 3. Goldie Hawn. Her bubbly persona made her a fan favorite, but Goldie Hawn's defiance of gender norms in Hollywood stirred controversy. Goldie Hawn was an absolute knockout. She was beautiful, talented, and full of energy. But this beautiful bombshell was way more than just a pretty face. Goldie challenged what the world expected from a leading lady, knocking down ingrained gender barriers with her groundbreaking roles. Her big break came in 1969's Cactus Flower, which won her an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. Later, in the 1980s, her role in Private Benjamin really shattered stereotypes. Goldie played Judy Benjamin, a spoiled rich wife who joined the army after her husband died. Watching this princess become a tough soldier lady was inspiring for audiences. A woman defying societal expectations like that, unheard of for a female actress from the 1970s. Goldie's characters had attitude and confidence, never apologizing for being themselves, especially during a time before women had equal rights as men in many sectors of life. Her roles inspired countless females of all ages to embrace their individuality and stand their ground. Among the groundbreaking female actresses from the 70s, she showed the world you don't have to fit into a mold to be a superstar.
Now, mind you, these deductions are the same type as those on your 1040 form in April or July if you're late.
Number 2. Carrie Fisher. She became a cultural icon as Princess Leia, but Carrie Fisher's battle with addiction and mental illness redefined Hollywood norms. If you're a Star Wars fan, when you think of Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia probably comes to mind first. But this Hollywood icon was so much more than her well-known Star Wars role. Fisher began getting recognized in 1977. Her wit, talent, and honesty changed what it meant to be an actress in the 70s and beyond. Beyond Star Wars, she shined in films like When Harry Met Sally and Hannah and Her Sisters. Fisher's real revolution came off screen. She openly discussed her struggles with bipolar disorder and addiction, breaking down mental health stigmas. As a writer, Fisher wrote novels such as her semi-autobiography Postcards from the Edge, which later became a hit movie. This showcased her talent for turning personal pain into relatable art. Fisher redefined Hollywood actresses. She was funny, outspoken, and truly herself. Her legacy extends far beyond Princess Leia.
Ready? Yep.
Hi.
Hi.
Number 1, Fay Dunaway. She dominated the screen with her powerful performances, but Fay Dunaway's demanding behavior became legendary. What really happened? As we approach the end of our list, we cannot forget to include Fay Dunaway. This fierce and talented actress enthralled audiences with her striking beauty and raw intensity on screen. Dunaway's career soared in the 70s, building on her breakout role in 1967's Bonnie and Clyde. She kicked off the decade with a bang, starring in the gritty thriller Little Big Man in 1970 with Dustin Hoffman. But it was her role as the ruthless television executive, Diana Christensen, in Network in 1976 that highlighted her range as a female actress of the 70s. Dunaway's performance earned her an Academy Award for Best Actress. Later, she chilled audiences in Roman Polanski's Chinatown in 1974. Her ability to take on and portray morally ambiguous characters set her apart from her peers. Dunaway's off-screen persona matched her on-screen intensity. Sometimes, her outspoken nature led to clashes with directors and co-stars, but it also helped pave the way for future actresses to demand more from the industry. As the 70s drew to a close, Dunaway continued to push boundaries. Her portrayal of Joan Crawford in Mommy Dearest in 1981 remains a cult classic. Fay Dunaway's fierce talent and dedication to her craft inspired generations of actresses following the 1970s.
Well, I'm Miss Bonnie Parker, and this here's Mr. Clyde Barrow. We rob banks.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed diving into this list of Hollywood's most hated actresses, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more juicy Hollywood throwbacks. Don't forget to check out our other videos. We've got plenty more scandals, secrets, and stories waiting for you. See you next time.